The stars aligned, the path took flight. I chose the dreamer's wings of light. I who laughed, the world turned bold. A newborn myth in stories old. The banner fell into my hand. The queen gave leave to take a stand. With sword and seal I led the line. The fate of Galarian became mine.
Alright there, it's your old mate Yorkie here, welcoming you back to Campfire Tales, where we're working through Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Now, we are in episode 3, or chapter 3 I should say, and we are wandering around trying to take things on. We haven't done Ashen Grotto, we have done Temple of the Good Hunt, we've just finished Green Gates. Ulbrig wants to go to Currantglen. We're being asked to come back to our court of the Laughing Dragon, or Zarta Court. Of course there's also Winter Sun, Shrine of Sacrilege, all kinds of stuff around. I think what we're going to do to start with is go back to see our Azata friends at the court of the Laughing Dragon.
Whatever comes next, we'll be ready.
Let me get things set up where they need to be. You don't need to be there, that's for sure. You do. No, you do. You need to come back. So my front rank is what needs to be on front rank. That can slip back actually, because it's not the strongest. There we go. Ariana Solshade, finally we have 2 surprises in store for you. One of them planned and the other not so much. Well, let me tell you about the unexpected one first. Yesterday one of the cavalry sculptors accidentally shattered Maestro Avon's favourite cup and buried a chart to conceal his wrongdoing. The first consequence is that the war has broken out between the inspired artists, and I'm not just talking about clashing styles. The Maestro discovered the cup's disappearance and declared his own personal crusade against all cavalry sculptors. He's frightened. He's frightening when moved to anger. And the second consequence is this. Aranka opens her hand to reveal what looks like a piece of rainbow. They're somehow transformed into physical matter. This is the Maestro's ill-fated cup. Ever since your power manifested itself here, this place has started to transform things. Not just anything either. When it was discovered, the gnomes were eager to bury just about everything they had there lying around. Even a couple of their own comrades. With an enthusiastic approval, of course. We even had to ask the Chaldean warriors to rein them in. But we did learn a great deal. It seems the garden doesn't affect unusual items. Burying amulets or magic weapons, you would yield no result. But if you're hungry for some trivial everyday item, if you bury some trivial everyday item, it will be transformed into something marvellous. Is this a manifestation of my power as well? Yes! I've been studying it for some time, but there's no need for in-depth analysis here. Each item transformed by the garden is imprinted with your power. You might as well have signed your name. Alright, I want to bury something too. Why don't you do that? Only make sure it's not something you're likely to need later. The things that materialise here might be beautiful, but you wouldn't exactly use them in everyday life. Okay, now what about the planned surprise? Oh yes, just remember to visit Maestro Avon Turin and the cavalry sculptors. They wanted to share their own thoughts on the garden's unusual properties with you. Ilkes draws a breath. I can talk to them. And now for the surprise. We've tried to put together everything we know about your power. We started back in Canabris, and we've now finally figured it out. It's not like we gained any particular insight into your abilities. but we have devised a special guiding ritual. Everything you do is linked to the impulses of your heart, beautiful impulses, and now we know how to transport you to the place your heart is calling for at any moment. It might be the gardens of Elysium, or perhaps the domain of Desna herself, if we're right in assuming that she granted you this power. Isn't that just magical? To visit Elysium, for real, to meet its wonderful creatures, to discover other ways to prove yourself. We're ready to proceed with the ritual any time you want. I don't think this is a good idea yet. Going to a strange place. Oh, I know, we'll fly home. Oh, maybe not. But it'll still be fun wherever we go. How exactly are you going to bring me back here? We haven't thought of that yet. I'm not doing this yet. And we're almost sure you'll be able to come back on your own. Or maybe with help from those you meet in Elysium. If it comes to it, we'll figure out where you teleported and send a rescue party to get you. We've got a full court of volunteers here. I need some time to prepare. Sure, just don't take too long. What we're doing here is all about your true self and true purpose after all. Yeah, I'm not going to do that just yet. Let's see what she's got to say for herself. If anything. Matrix Oladivara. Why do I keep dropping everything? Clumsiness is no laughing matter at all for an alchemist who works with explosives. Are any of your potions for sale, mate? No, actually, before that. How do you like it here in the court? It's simply wonderful. You've no idea how tired I am of prejudice. Why are people so horrible to alchemists who worship the god of inebriants? I ask you. Are any of your potions for sale? Of course. It's not just potions either, my friends. Bring me all sorts of goods to sell. Oh, it's not just potions either. My friends bring me all sorts of goods to sell. And when I say all sorts, I mean it. Let's see what you have then. I don't like that. It's got some wands and stuff. Yeah, I don't think I need any of that right now. So, out we go. Maestro Evan Serene. He's got a head made out of a marrow or something. Would you kindly dismount, my esteemed colleague? Maestro Aventurine speaks politely and softly, but his stiff expression indicates that it's costing him a great deal of effort. I'm a cavalry sculptor. My mount is an essential part of my art. You wouldn't think of asking an ordinary artist to put away their easel when discussing art now, would you? That essential part of your art has already tried to chew up my sketch folder twice, remarks the street artist sourly. But he doesn't protest any further. So, as regards the gist of our argument. Oh, here is the mistress of the court. Do excuse us, we were absorbed in a rather heated discussion. What were you arguing about? The same old question that made me ask our good Desmond Adept to invite you over for a chat, Commander, replies the artist loftily. Surely you must have heard already. Ever since you created a garden on this ridge, many items buried here have been quite literally transformed. You've created a truly magical place. This ridge can transform even the most trivial of things. It's hard for me to describe the elation it brings me. This is what true art should be. It's a reminder that we can always transform our own story into a fairy tale. However, certain creative differences arose when we began discussing how to put the ridge's miraculous properties to good use. You see, some of the transformed items become edible, whereas others would make the perfect material for mosaic pieces. I would like to create a piece of rupestral art using the latter, but the esteemed cavalry sculptors have other plans for them. Yeah, right. Who in their right mind would take magic items from a magic rock that turned into a garden right in the middle of the whirlwind and use them for ordinary picture or mosaic. We've got a better idea, an edible sculptor. We're going to create the most innovative work of art in the history of Mendo, or even Galarian, and then let the public devour it. A tasty treat, hooray! A huge gingerbread demon, right? Then again, seeing the ridge covered in beautiful mosaic would be terrific too. Tell me again how items are being transformed. I'll tell them myself. So all you do is grab something useless and put it in a hole in the ground, and then poof, it becomes nice and shiny, but still useless, or even better, it becomes edible and tasty, and not useless anymore. Yes, it's exactly as Ivu said. Ever since you turned this patch of corrupted land into a garden, certain items buried in its soil have randomly transformed into something else. Why can't we do both? It's about what's novel, Commander. The first work of art created from the magical transformed items in your court will be, the gnome pauses and proclaims grandly, a major event. The second work of art, not so much. We've already seen that, is all people will have to say about it. So you've got to choose. Eating things growing in the... Oh, it's a Desnan garden, not a demonic one. And Ivo wants it to be edible, so yeah, I like the idea of an edible sculpture. Maestro Evan Tyrene looks at you in disbelief and then sighs heavily. I'm too old for all of this. Hey, cheer up, my friend. The biggest piece of our sculpture will be yours for the eating. Now, Commander, we'll need some help making it. It would be good if you could obtain items that will transform into tasty treats and bury them in the court. We need at least 30 of them. We can't do it without you. Alright. And what's this? Melted rocks. Coloured stains left by various substances. And a strange smell indicate the presence of matches. Oh, okay, the alchemist. Ah, there's one. Okay. Map of Avistan. Orb that doesn't show the future. Edible thingamajig. Another one. Seems to be just doing one now. It was doing more at one point. Wonder if there's any more I can do. Halflings dummies for combat training. Each dummy is assigned lovingly attached. Okay. Don't need to worry about that. Maybe it is only that one. Nope, there's some there. I missed it. Oh, we are down to just getting one wherever we do it now, it looks like. We're not getting the edibles as much. Oh, there's another. Actually, was that multiple edibles? Blue hat of handsomeness. +2 to charisma. Yeah, it shows us if it's one, but it's actually multiple. Okay, so that was my mistake then. Need 10 more. Six more. Two more. There we go. Hand over our goods. And let them build up an edible sculpture. Now, dear Catholic Sculptures, I brought you 30 pieces of edible sculpture. 30 pieces for that edible sculpture of yours. Great then. We and our horses can't wait to start working on sculpture. Can't talk to him. And that was 210 experience. Fine. Now, let's sell what junk we can to her. Let me sort by name. Albert notes, we don't want to get rid of them. Don't know if we need the map of unknown lands at all. I'm guessing not. And probably not those either. But I'll keep them just in case. What's that? Cloviska, that's done. That's a nice stock, no one's using it. I was thinking about giving that to Ember. Don't need that. None of us are using that kind of weapon, or that. Quarterstaff +4, we'll get rid of it. Shields can all go. Oh, that's the Immaculate Petal, is it? That's Soziel's thing. Full plate +2. Delamere armor. Maybe Woodruff can use that, I don't know. Don't need that. Windmaster helm. Ooh, initiative. That's nice. Circulating blood. We don't have any blood rages. That's Darren's gift. Don't think it does anything for me, but I mean, nice gift, thanks. Now, initiative. I want you to have it. Where are we? Helmet, no, that. Yeah,
I'm
we
not
don't
used
care
to
about.
wearing stuff like this.
Hang on. Ah, can't give it to you because you need the kinetic diadem. Okay. Give it to Ivor's got a crown. We'll give it to the horse. Why not? Someone can have it. And that's about all here for now. And I think with that we'll probably head to Currantglen. For Ulbrig. Take my big man back to that home. Nah. Looks like the armies are on the move, so... Yep. Then it's going to be over that way towards them. Yeah, I did recruit Aggie to lead another army. It's still not strong enough to do anything, but it will be in time. Looks like we need a rest, which we will take. Night watch. Ulbrig. Hunt for kidnappers and strengthen diplomatic. Yeah, I've got nothing right now. That's okay. Step inside. Looks like we're having venison tonight, folks.
Be gone, fiend!
I will guide us.
Do not fear! Do not waver!
Without a doubt.
Looking for that wolf. Someone's coming, run! Who are this lot?
Forwards.
Boar?
Into
hurt my friends. Away, you rascal.
We won't fall here. I swear it.
Building is larger and more... Okay, we've seen that before. That's fine.
We march ahead.
Nothing going on that way. These folks ran off down here somewhere. Probably into the cave. What's up here? Anything? No. Sealer, mount up.
Together, we stand.
Don't know what else we might need, but you want to be on your mount.
Leads on.
Adventures are exciting.
Ow!
Easy.
-3 levels. That's not good. Where's restoration lesser? I don't have restoration. Ouch, that's not good. Alright, let's get you
time for
moving.
idling.
Rely on me.
Restless spirit.
The world is full
Search
of
for the
wonder.
beauty with your heart.
No, you.
Not your eyes.
A simple smile goes
I
a long
stand
way.
Oh, come on.
Is there trouble?
Still fight.
Oh crap, what was that? Well, that was bad is what that is. I better go back home. That was really, really terrible. Actually, wrong way. Yeah, we're heading back home after that. We need to rest up and get rid of death's door, etc. And I need some spells. First drop into the streets. What was that racing forward? I don't know where it went. Maybe it was one of these. I'm not sure. Over to Dresden. Citadel has battered spirit again. Want the streets. Over to Arsenal. Fast healing. Okay, that's what that is. From the commander's banner. Right, first off. We've got a couple of raised deads already, so I don't need that, I don't think. But what I do definitely need... and sell those. Where are we? Oh, we'll get that. Come on, scroll. Scroll of restoration. We've got 15 of the miners, so I don't need to get those. Scroll summon. Nope, nope, nope. Go back up. Go back up. And then we'll get 20 of these as well. Oh. There weren't 20 to get, apparently. Alright, we'll get those. Now, back to the Citadel. Rest up and dispel things. Dispel negative levels. Then we might be doing something else at the commander's table, because I think we're close to, if not at, where we need to be to get the next one done. I think it was 2 away, wasn't it? And we are going to head back to Currantglen. Hopefully not quite to die as easily or get annihilated that easily. That was a bit careless of me, to say the least.
The most important thing is to make the right shape with your lips and tongue, and to exhale just right.
Dwarf boy, your skill at creating smoke rings is worthy of accolades. Tell me, can you hit the commander's head with a smoke ring from here?
That girl is crazy. Alright, back to the table. If we need to rest for a day, I don't mind doing that. But I think we might be in a position to... Oh, actually. Anything? Nope. Because she's the one with the battered spirits thing. I wasn't sure if I need to speak to her. I guess not. Ah, invitation from the Free Crusade. The Free Crusade have sent a letter to the Citadel inviting the Crusade leader to pay them a visit. So they want me back again. I guess I'll be popping back there before Currantglen. Yeah, I'm not doing that just now. I want to finish off at the table. Yeah, he's one more. Alright. In the meantime... They don't have any leader, so that's okay. Alright, you've got all your other stuff back, so let's... bring the dogs out over here to protect the... to protect them. Oh, that's brought them down to one. Nice. You can hold there. Nice. And with that, we should be fine to just automate it. Earth elementals don't really worry me. Fire can do some damage but are brittle. And cultists, they have the exploding thing I've mentioned before. Which means you wipe them out as well. The trouble is, you might not have the restoration power at your infirmary to get all yours back to die. Three Hell Knights down, I'll get back up. Unexpectedly, the enemy leader's tent turned out to be shipshape and tidy. Behind glass, the Arcanimirium Magical College diploma hangs on a post. In the chest, there's a ceremonial graduation robe and several magical inventions and patents, the brainchildren of the late cultist leader. One can only speculate on the tragedies that made him lead such a wretched existence. But we do have composite shortbow, eye for an eye. Whenever +3 composite shortbow lands a hit, suffers an additional 1d12 piercing damage. Ooh, juicy. And you can go up a level. You can get next master maneuver, which is nice. I want to head you back here. Skip a day. Been attacked by an enemy army that's then trying to run away. And that's them done. No wonder they wanted to run away. You're gonna leave them. And you're gonna come over to join these guys. Now I guess we're going to recruit you. Aggie's army's not very impressive right now. Right, new allies. Free Crusades ask Commander for an audience, which we will grant. Fate of the Crest of the Fallen Knight. When the Fallen Knight Malander Linz was a tragic hero or a infiltrator, he said there was a powerful wizard. Part of his magical force is to enclose his emblem. By placing it on an item, masters can set this magic free and use it for good or evil. We can take a belt, chainmail. No one's going to use a short sword. We do use belts. And that is really good chainmail, and it's an intermediate step, so it's going to get even better. But who's going to use chainmail? Darren might be able to. He's not really travelling with us. We'll take the belt. Decrees. Strengthen the chain of command. The war wears soldiers down and defeat its statues sinking. In order to reinforce the discipline, the Commander's Staff Council must look for new solutions. We'll look into doing that. Strengthen diplomatic connections. Financing a crusade is a costly process, and the Diplomatic Council has to come up with new tricks. Yes, indeed. Let's have a look at that. And so we've got one of everyone there. I think we're gonna. Well, I can get over to there and see what's going on, and then get back within a day. That's fine. Let's grant them an audience, see what's going on. Commander, Anevia greets you with an energetic nod. My people have reported some shifty-looking characters hanging out in a cave not far from here. They invite passers-by to go treasure hunting, promise them untold riches. Apparently, there have been folks who bought their tales and went away with them. None have come back. Sounds like a place worth investigating. What do you reckon? Tell me more. It's a place, a murky grotto. Anevia marks a spot on the map. There are two of them, a fat guy and a scrawny guy. Could be your everyday bandits, but what if they're cultists? Anyway, I'd go check it out to be safe. Have there been any more reports like that? A whole heap of them in this world, Wunderbards. Cultists, spies, crooks and lunatics are all over the place. I usually don't report this kind of stuff to you, I just deal with it myself. But those treasure hunters, my gut's telling me they're a special case. Something that only you can deal with. Whatever, I'll look into it. Currantglen, the rock cleaver. An entire grove seems to be heading your way. A creaking procession of treants and moving trees approaches you, their leaves rustling. Greetings, Lushbringer, O most worthy leader of the Free Crusades, says the treant, whose bark is cracked and gnarled. I am Currantglen, the rock cleaver. Like everyone else who has come with me, I am a guardian of the perished woods of Sarkoris. Demons are our sworn enemies. They destroyed or corrupted our forces, and drained or poisoned our rivers that nurtured them. Unable to cope with the loss, many of my brethren have succumbed to insanity. Where spring sap once flowed in their veins, now only fury and madness remains. Those of us who retained our sanity guarded the last remaining pockets of forest in the world wound without hope. But then with one wave of a mortal's hand, the abyss-blighted soil was turned into a flowering garden. When we learned of this miracle, we came here to support you and your cause, for the sake of the forest that perished, and those that will be born on the healed land. The treant pauses, and ends his oration in a grand note. I beg of you, O most worthy one, to recruit us as free crusaders, and allow us to join the ranks of your allies and fight under your banners. Free crusaders? Sure. Why not? On the other Solshade, you should bear in mind that treants are accompanied by quickwoods, carnivorous plants that often hunt humans. Recruiting them would be akin to letting a pack of ravenous wolves loose in your house. I see no problem with that. Besides, if they're working for us, I'd rather that than working against us. You sense a faint note of anger in the rustling and creaking coming from Currantglen and his fellow creatures. Do not insult us so, stranger. We wouldn't have come all the way here and extended a branch of friendship and support just to betray our allies' trust. Treants are shepherds to quickwoods and will ensure they do no harm to no one. Or they do harm to no one. You don't expect us to abandon them to the demons, do you? They too are living creatures, just like you and every other crusader. But can you really be assured that your charges won't harm anyone? Look, Eliana Saltshade, the best choice for you and those you trust, who trust you, would be to refuse to accept them as crusaders. Still, if you choose to let them in, make the treants tell you where their groves are located, and promise to burn them down in retaliation for the Quickwoods' wrongdoings. You'll be bloody stupid. In fact, of course, I'll accept you as my allies. That said, I didn't like what you said about shepherds, the skeletal. My allies are not sheep. The Quickwoods have their own life to live without you watching over them. If that is your decision, we will see it done. Thank you, Lushbringer. Now, if you'll allow me, we have heard tell of a special ritual you perform over your allies. Unite them as crusaders. We don't quite understand all the details of these titles and regalia, but we'd not like to see ourselves going without. We want to be full-fledged members of your company. Genuine enthusiasm rings in the treant's voice. I will knight you, but you must learn to play music. Skeletal makes a halting attempt to creak through the tune. Your customs are quite unusual, but intriguing. Thank you for the honour. We'll head to your court and help our brothers and sisters in whatever way we can. Good! Treant Crusaders, nice! Now let's head to the court ourselves.
Without a doubt.
Ah yes, I need to restore, don't I? In fact, I'm not even sure I rested. I skipped a day instead of resting, didn't I? Oh no, I did go back to the bed to start with, that's right. But you are 2 levels down, and that's not going to stand. I could use one of them, but not for just 2. I'd rather use a couple of the other. Especially since there were only 7 of them to buy. The graded ones, I mean. Whereas there's over 100 of the other. Well, we might not get to Currantglen today, depending what's going on here. And there's that scar thing. The surrounding noise and clatter dies down as you approach. Aranka waves to you. Eliana Solshade, I'm so glad you're here. Forgive the chaos. It started when we tried to decide what the new song for your court should be about. I've already composed a melody, but it looks like we'll have to agree on lyrics. Care to lend a hand? The assembly quickly builds back up through a storm of noise. The indecipherable din of voices gets occasionally drowned out by shouts of battle march, the zebra song, and remember to put some rose and red rhyme into it. I'm at your service as always. What's this fuss about? Hush, everyone. This is the part where I, and I alone, you understand, tell the commander how to tell the commander how far from reaching common ground we are, dear friends. We were choosing the theme for the future song. I actually suggested we make this decision together, and did not expect it would lead to such chaos. After much arguing, we narrowed the choice down to 3 options, and then got stuck. The first one is a battle march, which speaks for itself. The second one is a song about life and nature's renewal. The third one is a song about heroism, both personal and that shared among brothers in arms. We'll never come to an agreement, and I've already broken my least favourite lutes over their stubborn heads. Please judge which is best. Early Sunset, standing nearby, shakes his head. Such disputes are not uncommon among mortals who seek a balance between self-expression and common good. It is impossible to read inquiring minds with a need to defend their opinions, but a wise mentor should offer her guidance in navigating this balance. We can advise each other. I'm not worried about that. Big fan of Paulo Freire's pedagogy of the oppressed, that we both learn and teach. Why not compose 2 or even 3 songs? Someday we will, but this one is special. I asked everyone to contribute for a reason. I wanted something that would matter both to ourselves and the other Crusaders. This song is going to be our gift to them, which is why it's so important. So we must choose an important subject. A battle march accompanies soldiers into the fray. It unites them, helps the troops to hold fast or attack as one. Yeah, but that's not really your style, is it? You're the Free Crusaders. A song about renewal would both inspire hope and incite anger among those against those who ruined the land. True, and a good point. And a heroic song would be good for morale. We do have a hero to look up to, after all. She's standing right in front of us. Aranka smiles. We're not doing the battle march anyway. As I say, just role-playing wise, they're the Free Crusaders. Marching in line to battle, that's not theirs. They already said that. Praise the life that is returning to the lands. That gives us... All generals have Song of Season. Which is... Each unit in the army restores power times power plus 5 d6 HP to adjacent allied units and deals to adjacent enemy units at the end of each round. At the end of the round. Okay, that's got its beauty. Or the heroic one could also work. Which is heroic ballad spell. Flanking grants +4 bonus to attack. So a +2 bonus to attack and +4 bonus to damage for 1 round. Nah, I think we're going to go for the Song of Freedom. And Life Renewed. How exciting! There's great power in music. If we praise life, it will revitalise us, everything around us. We are in accord, with my my Free Crusaders. The simple joke makes a few solemn faces light up. I'm glad we worked it out. I really want this song to be good, and bridge the gap between Free Crusaders and the Crusaders of Dresden. Alright, so our soldiers are now a little better, which is useful. Now we can head back. Still can't actually do Battered Spirit, not to worry. Konami! Gone along with this so far. Don't get on my wick too much. Commander, it is time for you to play a more prominent role in Mendev's politics. Fortunately, the ideal opportunity has just presented itself. A conflict is brewing in the capital. A clique of aristocrats displeased with the Royal Council is scheming against Her Majesty's loyal servants. It's the usual power struggle. Something of this sort occurs every couple of years in any civilized society. Your entrance on the political stage is long overdue. Given that your opinion of Mendev is outstandingly well respected, the Royal Council has decided to make use of it. Have they? They are expecting you to denounce publicly the nobles' attempt to challenge their rule. I suggest we publicly address Her Majesty and claim that we're being drawn into an intrigue. Let the Queen know that we're loyal only to her, not to any of her servants or subjects. Sounds like we're not the only ones bored with the Royal Council. Let us support the disgruntled nobles and Cousin Galfrey's advisers. We'll have too much on their plate to worry about us. I say we don't get involved in someone else's squabble. And just to make it clear, we'll write a public statement to the people of Mendev that will have the commander plainly say, your bickering is not my problem, leave me alone. Both council and aristocrats want to stop us supporting their opponent, right? Well, let's just get a payoff from both and for not messing with their business. That way we come out with a little something and we don't ruffle anyone's feathers. Why am I being pulled into Mendev's intrigues? You're part of those intrigues whether you want it or not. Political influence is an unavoidable part of your position. In the hands of Mendev, you're a priceless tool, and the Royal Council won't pass up a single opportunity to use you for the good of the nation. Yeah, I'm not a tool to be used. By holding a parade in Her Majesty's honour, you have shown the Royal Council that you listen to their suggestions. As I promised, the nobility will now regard you as a potential ally instead of a potential problem, and you are free to use your influence for the good of the crusade. See what the council has to say. I do hope that everyone in this room is aware of the potential benefit of a good relationship with the Royal Council. Sozil, what will we gain from a show of loyalty to Galfrey? It will remind everyone of the proper behaviour of true servants in the crown. Queen Galfrey is our sovereign, leader of the crusade and protector of Mendev. In the hour when all her subjects have abandoned their commitments and descended into petty squabbles, we should refresh their memory on the meaning of loyalty and duty. And the Queen, I'm sure, will appreciate our endeavours. The title of Her Majesty's good boy is almost yours, Sozil. Keep this up and you'll earn yourself a tasty treat. Darren, what reason do we have to support the rowdy nobles? Like you have any love for the Royal Council. If we support the aristocracy, it will cause a power struggle between them and the Council, and everyone will leave us be. Besides, the nobility has access to forces that are very much comparable to those of Godfrey's advisers, and we could use those forces. I would not recommend it. Count Arundel is simply entertaining himself by turning the Royal Council against you. Lan, what's the point of addressing the people? Like a true caveman, I believe in naive fairy tales. For example, I believe that the nobility and the members of the Royal Council still have a shred of conscience left. If people look at them and say, stop the infighting, who knows? It might work on someone. And if not, well, at least we can count on the support of the common folk. Ha! That part back conscience was a knee slapper. And the whole common folk support thing's pretty out there too. We got nobles and the crown feeding us resource, and it's still not enough. How are we going to wage war on chump change from bakers and grocers? Well, Jeff, please elaborate on your strategy of non-interference. So how these things work on the street, right? Smaller gangs split up with the territory, shake down the shopkeepers, and give a cut to the top dog, so that they sit tight without muscling in on the smaller gang's business. Because if a top dog is unhappy with a cut and hits the street, it's a turf war, and everyone loses a whole lot more. So we'll do the same. The nobles don't want us to support the Royal Council. The Council is scared of us backing up the nobles. Make them take out their wallets and send us lots of troops, and we'll just sit tight and kill demons without worrying about their games. But if we run out of troops, we'll drop by the capital for one heck of a turf war. Except we are not a gang, and as the commander was given power to wage a holy war, not rob shopkeepers and terrorise townfolk. Lady Konami, how will the Royal Council repay us for our support? Spoken like a true politician, Commander. Very well. Let us talk price. Lady Konami looks at you with a somewhat predatory smile. I can guarantee you that in return for your loyalty, the Royal Council will ensure the stability of equipment deliveries in the future. Quite convenient, don't you think? Having no one twisting your arm with threats of supply shortages. They'd be idiots to threaten supply shortages when they got demons at their gate. She glanced at you with an obvious hint. Furthermore, the Royal Council may review Dresden's reinforcement plan. Mendev has plenty of garrisons, holding an excess of troops. You need them more than they do. Today we're passing firing recalcitrant nobles, and then what? Stamping out peasant revolts. I must have dozed off when the price of Eomeday was mentioning the commandment. When the priest of Eomeday was mentioning the commandment, fight demons but never forget the whims of the powerful. Okay, everything seems clear. Let's see what we're offering here. He gets help from Queen Galfrey. 12 paladins and 13 champions. Yeah. Darren gets us help from the noble houses. Marksman's good. Querisars don't care. Woljif gets us Royal Court's help. Hedge Knights and Headhunters don't care. Konami gets us Royal Council's help. Conscripts and Slingers definitely don't care. Crusade morale by 10. No, that's not something I'm down with. Was it you? Yes. Don't care about the Querisars, but we're already building up marksmen, so that makes sense. And besides, Darren's my boy. Darren, we will support Mendev's nobility. Isn't this wonderful? The Royal Council will get free entertainment, and we will get powerful new friends. I'm sure that the troops they'll send us will be equipped better than the recruits we've received so far. This meeting is adjourned, but I'm certain the crusade will soon require another decision from the Diplomatic Council, and before that happens, Commander, I ask that you consider whether or not it's worth losing the Royal Council as an ally. Hail, Commander, Captain Hamad salutes. Permission to report. Although the desertion has been halted, not everyone appreciated your methods. A circle of discontents formed within the officers' ranks, calling themselves the Wary. There are no blatant signs of sedition, otherwise they would have been arrested. Still, their talk is concerning. We can't rely on them. We need our own trusted officers. I suggest enlisting some of the volunteers. We got some very capable fighters among the fresh blood every day. The kind that could be made sergeants straight away. We need those who know the meaning of honour. We'll call paladins and knights from reputable orders, and they'll serve as an example to our soldiers, boosting everyone's morale too. Officers who are unworthy of their rank can always be replaced. We can identify experienced sergeants with reliable records of results, then promote them. Well, you're talking sense. Mendev is full of promising youths who were overlooked when their seniors were promoted to serve in the army. We can call them here, award them rank, and they'll be grateful to us until the end of their days. Why exactly are they wary unsatisfied? What's going on? The words of Seela and the other faithful did their job, inspiring the formerly doubt-filled. However, the more cynical officers grumbled that preaching doesn't fill empty stomachs. Can't judge them for refusing to fight for pretty words, Tisk. But since they're bad-mouthing us, I will have to judge the scoundrels after all. Shame on them. So they were expecting bribes, the opportunists. And one more thing, I apologise if this sounds disrespectful, but there are sentiments within the ranks. For an entire century, the Queen was the face of the crusade. Even though she personally appointed you as commander, many still consider you an upstart and worthy of the high title. Many officers and soldiers dream of Her Majesty taking the lead. Let's discuss our options in further detail. As you command. Seela, what's your plan? We need the most honourable, loyal officers. Where else can we find them but among chivalric orders and paladins? We'll invite valiant knights to Dresden and make them officers. They are the best hope for the Crusader army. That sounds fabulous. Well, there's just one tiny little problem. Who do you think has been filling these positions until now? Did it truly not cross my dearest cousin's mind to recruit your favourite paragons of honour and fate as officers? He might have a point. Your proposal is to repeat exactly the same thing that's been going on without you for the last 100 years. Rachel, what do you suggest? Appointing officers from outside is a mistake. We should move our most distinguished privates up the ranks. The troops will be more eager to trust their former comrades and try to climb the ladders themselves. Of course, these officers will also prove more loyal than newcomers, invited from who knows where. There's some truth to that. I became who I am by making it all the way from a thief to a paladin. But soldiers need not just generals, but mentors too. They need officers who embody honour and bravery, showing the true meaning of those virtues as someone once showed me. Yeah, but as I said, they're probably already in charge. Darren, your opinion, please. Plenty of ambitious young men and women in Mendel waiting for the chance to prove themselves. They'll move mountains for whoever gives them this chance. The aspirations of hot-headed youths are the best fuel for war. Sure, why don't we invite some privileged youths as our officers? Gamblers, status seekers, fops, and brilliant poets unappreciated by the masses. That's what's been missing in our commanding ranks. I can see that the Count misses the high life dearly, and would like to invite along the entirety of the capital's leisure class to join him in carousing. I can't stop him, so he can invite them to his heart's content, but not to serve here as officers. I tend to agree with you on this one, Rachel. Captain Hammatton, what would you advise? There are volunteers arriving every day with some quite capable people in their midst. I wasn't a rookie when I joined the Crusade, after all. I had 100 years of military experience. We can rely on these new leaders to replenish our command staff. Should we entrust the lives of our soldiers to strangers? I'm not so sure. Thank you, everything's clear. My tendency here would be to go with Regel's suggestion, even though I'm not particularly fond of the man himself. Darren's playing games, and I don't see being rich as something that sets you up for command. Strangers won't command respect, and Sealer's suggestion of bringing in the paladins and so on, who's to say? I mean, I'm guessing that they tried to recruit the best, most loyal, most honourable already. Let's have a look, though. If you can convince me, you can convince me. All generals gain pious officers. Infirmary sized by 10%. That's not bad. Regio. 10% bonus to gained experience points per level of his fleet. That's nice. Darren. Master of Maneuver is also nice. Oh. Martin. I don't care about the combat morale. I can replace that. I am so tempted to get that. That's a very useful thing when you get more and more types of troop. But I think we do go for Regil. Regil, choose those deserving of promotion among the privates. Certainly, I already have the list prepared. I present it immediately so that those who have excelled can be fairly rewarded for their performance. I hope that these measures will solve the issue at hand. If we have further complications, I will call another council at once. Okay. What's on the board for today? Shilro, Unhail Similar Overgog, Fate of Phylactery. We can't do anything on that one yet. Nope. Glory to Heroes, don't need it. Don't. Yep. Royal Parade, don't need it. Actually. That could be useful. Fate of the Altar. Faultless Daybreak. Bell of Mercy can't do it. Firecloak can't do it. Home for Kidnappers can't do it. Ginseng the Crest. Let's do the crest first. I don't need to boost the morale because it's already max. Now, let's get you up here. I'm going to skip to the next day. The researchers are divided on what exactly happened to the Sword of Valor. However, they did point out that the banner had belonged to Iomedae back in the mortal life, and that it had gained miraculous properties, as if anticipating the ascension of its owner to divinity. Could its current change be an indication of the commander's great future? Vagrants. A crowd of destitute, the sick, the feeble-minded arrived in Dresden, and they're asking to be admitted. Their lives are rough and they have no place where they belong, and they wish to die as heroes, or at the very least. But the Crusaders do not wish to fight side by side with vagrants either. I don't necessarily want to invite them into the army. Put them to work? Possible. And work on the home front. We're not going to send them to men death. Crusade morale increased by 5. Material points increased by 1. Why is that? Why would that be superior under? That's the same as that. Except that's got a higher morale raise. Give them work on the home front. These vagabonds are not fit for combat, but the supply officers could use an extra pair of hands. As it says, they also serve will only stand and wait. The success of military action depends on a regular supply of everything troops need, and a judicious distribution of resources. The Logistics Council, made up of experienced officers, will ensure there is no chaos. We'll do that. And that's just going to take a day. So that would seem to mean we step on again. The success of military action depends... Yep. The Logistics Council is assembled. Fine. Auditor Heroes. Bell of Mercy. Buy a cloak now. Hunt for kidnappers, I want to get that done. I don't want those kids being kidnapped. Set up the Logistics Council. Lan looks resolute and serious. Me and the Soul Shade, we've got ourselves settled in here. So it's time to go back to the mongrels. If we don't do it, Soul will keep stalling until Iomedae herself comes down to drag him out. Why do you want to go back for them? You show them the light of heaven. The shield maze has fallen. The ancient mongrel prophecy has come true. They want to go to the surface, but they're afraid of taking the first steps on their own. I can understand them. My father would never have gone to the surface if my mum hadn't encouraged him. Everyone needs support before taking an important step. You're not wrong, Lan. I don't know what exactly you did to the young ones back in the maze, but the demon ran from you, and that's what matters. I want to check on them, see how they're handling handling what Savamlek did to them. Why are you coming to this with me now? Van hesitates. You know, I just had so much on my plate. First we were running around, putting out fires in Canabres. Then we were running away from the gargoyles. Then we were running to save Dresden. Why don't we run to the caves now? I could ask the Queen to summon the mongrels as crusaders. Saul would like a real decree with a seal. But asking you is easier for me. Asking a Queen about such a little thing is awkward. And you don't seem to have anything to do right now. I've got plenty to do, but I'm not against this. You know, because managing a huge fortress is so easy. I appreciate the sarcasm. Are you sure the mongrels tried to kill us last time? Van rubs the tip of his horn, thinking. They won't know them unless we try, right? If they're not in their right minds, that's even more reason not to abandon them. Maybe if we hit them on the head really hard, it'll make them come to their senses. Sometimes it's the only way even with healthy people. Well, let's go. We can always use more fighters. Call me when you're ready to go. I'll be waiting. Dorgalina Stranglehold. Hail, Commander! A middle-aged dwarf who has clearly seen some combat salutes you with one barely moving, bone-dry hand. On her face are huge scarred claw marks. A black eye patch covers one eye, but she is watching you with the other, intent and sombre. Dorgalina Stranglehold, chair of the Logistics Council at your service. Got ourselves an ugly situation that requires your decision. Hey there, I'm on this council too, you know me. I'm a tip-top Logistics Council. I hope I won't get in anyone's way if I join you. Arushali looks around with visible worry. I think I could give some good advice here, if you don't mind, of course. Join us. Hopefully this council will benefit from my vast experience surviving with gear that consists of rocks and sticks, and where any dinner that's not squirming on your plate is considered a feast. All in all, kind of like the crusade. I won't lie to you, our logistics are a mess. We need more of everything, and what we do have is in disarray. Crates of provisions are rotting away in storehouses because some idiot quartermaster spilled her beer on the papers. And fools are not the worst problem. There's also theft. Some officers grease palms to get a helmet with stylish plumage, or a fancy blade from Nerosian. Meanwhile, that means that ordinary soldiers are being armed with barely more than a kitchen knife. Hammer and tongs, it's time to give the entire logistics staff the bomb rush. The question is, where do we find capable and honest people to replace them? The army's always a mess. It's the army, duh! If we want to get ourselves out of the bog, supplies have got to be handled by real moneymakers, not soldiers. Merchants, store clerks, people with a habit of counting every coin, not sucking away on the kingdom's orders. These scoundrels must be replaced with decent, honourable people. Selfless souls who have proven that they put their comrades' lives above all else, especially their own wealth. Surely that's who will take best care of our soldiers. Let's get some veterans on the job. People who've had their fill of the front lines and who know firsthand what life is like for the common soldier. What the rations taste like and how the boots are always the wrong size. My suggestion is to call some experienced, well-connected supply officers from Nerosian. Let them leave their cushy jobs in Mendev and work up a sweat for the good of the crusade. Dorgalinda, what are these council's responsibilities? The Logistics Council deals with small matters, with all matters related to supplying the army. Most issues will be trivial and not deserving your attention. However, from time to time, serious decisions will need to be made, and that's when I'll convene the council. I have questions for the council. As you wish. Woljif, how did you end up on this council? What are we? Thief and a logistics person, aren't you? Why not, eh? I'm your man when it comes to fetching unfetchable, you know. So I figured I could show the lads and your army how it's done, and it never hurts to be close to those in charge of grub and new boots. Arushalai, what are you doing in the council? You think I shouldn't have joined? That's not what I'm saying. Arushalai looks away sheepishly. It's just, well, I spent a lot of time studying how armies work. Both Crusader and Demonic. When I was spying. I think my advice might be useful, or at least I hope it will be. But if I'm a bother, I'll leave a caution. Not a bother, Arushalai. Stay. Lan, how can you be of service to this council? I know a thing or two about gathering weapons and provisions. Compared to the war for survival we had to wage underground, you guys are easy up here. If things go badly, I can teach your troops to live off the land and how to craft decent weapons from junk. They'll have memories of land's special stew for years. Not sure if those will be fond memories, but they'll be remembered for sure. Dogalinda, why were you assigned to head the council? Over my years of doing quartermaster duty, I've managed to develop a bit of a reputation for myself. The units I'm responsible for are always properly equipped, armed and fed. Thieves, scatterbrains and reprobates promptly get the boots. Bureaucrats who never seem to have anything miraculously find everything they need after meeting with me. In short, don't you worry, Commander. I'm right where I belong. Sounds good. I understand. Let's discuss our options in more detail. Yes, Commander. Woljeff, tell me more about your idea. Easy. Why do quartermasters lose gear or drink it away? Because they're bunglers and drunks, obviously. But also because they're used to everything being funded. It's not theirs to lose, so they don't care. We'll bring in some savvy folks who know the price of coin. The money people, basically. I know a couple of fencers. Now they, for some reason, could always find whatever they needed. They had everything in order, top notch. You couldn't snatch a nail from them. Now yes, there will be some skimming here and there. Within reason, that's a given. It's in their nature, bless their grubby hands. But what matters is they'll be stealing after they get the soldiers everything they need. Or they won't be given the sack in no time. I'm pretty sure I know where Brother Woljeff will get his new quartermasters. I bet my hornets are seaflings. They're not always bad people. Arushalai, what are you suggesting? A quartermaster's job is to care for the well-being of the soldiers they're equipping for battle. That means the best people to appoint to those positions are people who really care. Those who will keep the fighters warm, fed and properly armed. Maybe they won't have the most experience, but that's alright. It's easier to teach someone numbers and how to run a warehouse than to instill a conscience in them. Maybe. Lan, what would you advise? In our tribe, we believe that hunter's gear should be entrusted to the most seasoned hunter. To those who stalk the prey themselves and learn the price of a mistake in outfitting. An old bowstring, a dull spear, a tattered cloak. It's the hard way. I think that's how it should be in the army. Whoever is responsible for supplies must know war firsthand. They must have dragged themselves through the mud to the battlefield. Seen with their own eyes a rotted strap or a boot one size too large can lead to a soldier's death. They must have eaten their share of rotten cabbage and seen carts and horseshoes and pots pull up to their position instead of ammunition because some cleric error. Assign new quartermasters from the veterans, like Dogalinda here. I bet they won't steal, and I'll bet they won't let anyone else steal either. Just because veterans know what they want doesn't mean they know how to get it. For every smart one like Dogalinda, you'll get 10 knuckleheads who've only ever been taught how to swing a sword. If you take that sword from them, they'll never figure out how to pinch a new one. Dogalinda, your opinion? There are some great workers in Mendev who have been sitting at home for way too long. Let the Queen send them to us, instead of counting buttons on the frock coats of Nerosian Royal Guard. Let them sort out supplies. And they already have connections with Nerosian. They could easily have an army property decommissioned and later sold to private buyers for the next to nothing. And those buyers will just happen to be the same mercenaries we're negotiating with. Doglinda makes a face. Connections are all too important, as you well know. Everything seems clear now. Well, Jeff, I'm not very convinced. Convince me. Expensive gear feature. There's one bonus to attack and AC. Arushalai. I like your idea. It might be a bit naive though. Ready for anything. Lan. Veteran quarters. It's an idea. Or Dogalinda? Dogalinda, I think I'm going to go with your expertise here. Soon we'll have quartermasters with a friend or two, even on the Royal Council. Then it's decided, no matter what our new quartermasters are like, there's no possible way they can be worse than the ones we have now. The results will be reported to you. If anything else comes up, I'll call the council right away. Another one with a lot of reading, this one. I think we're within one of something else being resolved, aren't we? Oh! Move you down there. Let's move you over there. None of those are what we need, so... Those are. These two are not. Get them on board. See what happens with orders to Erebeth. Erebeth has been appointed squad commander in the Vanguard. Development in the art of war! So that's another one we have to wait for, because that's another staff council. So we need to be here. Combat effectiveness of the Crusader army has increased. Military Council requests that the Crusade leader attend the meeting. Commander, we managed to defeat Currantglen's host. The remnants of his army have retreated to lick their wounds, and we must use this opportunity to go out on the offensive. Right now our army is not fully prepared to begin such an expansion. The further we advance into enemy territory, the more we will need strong mobile cavalry. I propose we replenish our force with light cavalrymen. Mendev could offer us plenty. There are many lone paladins in Galarian, like me, who travel and help the needy. We shall call them... Shall we call them to our aid? Cavalry is a crucial element of the army, one that's difficult to replace. Mendevian knights often sacrifice their defence in favour of offering power, and it's time to put an end to this wastefulness. All riders must be encased in heavy cuirass armour, so as to avoid unnecessary losses. Cavalry. Now, there always is a serious threat on the battlefield, and not just riders on horseback. The fiercest fighters of all cavalry I've ever seen are the wolf riders from the Verduran forest. Maybe we could try to recruit them. I want to hear the opinions of my advisors. Everyone looks at you expectantly. Sailor, what's the advantage do paladins offer? The gods have blessed them with strength, protected them against darkness and corruption. Spend their whole lives training and performing great deeds. Destroying evil is what they live for, and it's what they do better than anyone. Rachel, why do you advocate Currantglen? I thought he was going to say Hell Knights. A certain breed of fighter who thinks that the glory they win on the battlefield justifies any amount of risk. That may be acceptable for them, but it's not acceptable for the commanding officers. Wasting cavalry in daring attacks only saps the strength of our own army. We must see to it that all riders are equipped with the best armour. The kind that will provide the highest chance of survival on the battlefield. I would also advise against recruiting any glory seekers or protectors of high ideals to serve as our cavalry, for the aforementioned reasons. Cab Norden prims his lips and says forcefully, the riders of Mendev aren't accustomed to fearing for their hides. Your demand, Rachel, may lead them to believe that you don't trust them, or even worse, suspect them of cowardice. Ulbrig, who are the wolf riders? The Verduran forest is a perilous place, and the people who live there are a harsh folk. They're almost like us. They fight against all kinds of wild fae, overgrown bugs and other oglins. One of the groups that lives in the forest is a halfling tribe. What the gods denied them in stature, they more than made up for in ferocity. And they're wolf riders. They're like beasts that ride beasts. The point is, they're well used to cutting off oglin heads in their forest. They'll fit right in. A warrior's size is no obstacle to prowess by any means, but the notion of wolves as mounts does not stand up to scrutiny. They cannot wear any proper armour, and without it, their first battle will be their last. Cab Norden, what are the benefits of light cavalry? Light cavalry may be inferior to knights as far as equipment quality goes, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Firstly, the lightness of the armour gives them manoeuvrability. Secondly, many noble offspring who have battle skills and a fast horse, but can't afford expensive armour, will gladly answer our call, eager to earn glory with their feats. Everything's clear. I'm tempted to go with Ulbrig. I'm in my mother's heart. I like the world. Sealer, convince me. Paladins. Can do lay on hands, which is useful. Smite evil and so on, I don't care too much about. But that is a useful one. Currantglen, shield while battering ram attack. Yeah, I'm not too bothered about them. Wolf Riders. Just got battering ram attack. They don't seem that strong. Hmm, 195, 9 to 14, 8 to 11. What are paladins? Paladins. Just one attack, 15 to 22. But it's this that's attracting me now. Over and above what Ulbrig's offering. Light cavalry, I don't see me interested in that. Yeah. They've got much less hit points than Wolf Riders, that is the thing. Experience 54. Wolf Riders are cheaper do more damage, but they don't have the healing. Now, and they have massively, over double the health. The reason I'm tempted to go with paladins, lay on hands, others and self. That's great for healing, but it's also, as we've seen with the clerics, great if you go up against undead as well. With both paladins and clerics in the party, that seems potent. I think we're going to go for paladins. Sorry, Ulbrig, Sealer convinced me. We'll let you down, and they won't either. With that, this meeting of the military council is adjourned. I will brief the officers on the expected reinforcements immediately, and see to it that our available stables are expanded. Right. Now we need to bring them up to be with the unit that I've got. And we're going to drop one of the... We're going to drop... Okay, I need to take the Houndmasters out of this. Wait, that shouldn't say Crusader Army 1, that should be text. Oh, because I didn't... Didn't do that, did I? Don't I have scouts? Oh, no, they're paladins, that's right. That's right. Move them up. Nope. We got 14 at the moment. Could get some duelists. I don't care about conscripts. Let's get the duelists. And they can move down onto there. Whoops. Protectors, tacticians. Only has 3 out of 4. I suppose I can get them. For all the good they'll do. Hang on, Texas Tacticians. You do have 4 out of 4. town masters, etc. Aggie. We'll bring you in. And that leaves you with nothing to do right now. All good. Got one day to finish each of these, which we will do now. And I'm thinking we have to be at the capital for that one, I'm not sure. Skilled trackers and interrogators will hunt down. Okay. Band of demons that was abducting children has been eliminated. Everything is ready for the relic's augmentation. Divide on whether it was a hero or a blackguard. Some pray to good deities for him, others wish to stigmatise his name. So we've got the belt covering Melinda's penance. While wearing this belt, a monk would not... Lan is a monk. Can spend 1 key point to enshroud a target's heart and lungs in fine veil of emerald. Affected creature becomes more fragile, getting -2 penalty to AC. Also has to pass a fortitude save, DC 19. Or all bludgeoning damage it receives is multiplied by 1.5. Yeah. Melinda's insult. You can cover yourself in invisible corrupted fire. Under its effect, all your fire spells deal additional 2d6 unholy damage. You become immune to fire damage, but gain weakness to cold and holy damage. Oh! Yes. I'm not sure whether to give that to Naira or Ember. Ember's certainly using fire. I think I've got it send an element. Naira uses fire blasts, and I think they have to face off against spell resistance, so I don't know if they count as spells. Land of Lynch attained a level of truth unavailable to few. He realised that war is darkness, evil, and bloodshed, and light has no place in it. Linz could become a hero of the crusade only by casting off his doubts and venturing as far as into the darkness as was required. His great feats would atone for his sins, but Linz was weak, and this is why he died a man of no account. For this reason, Creedbound priest scorned his pathetic name, and his legacy was desecrated. Right. Chilraw, Unholy Symbol, Phylactery, Outpost Bastion, no. Royal Parade. I can do that. Fate of the Altar of the First Retriever. Bell of Mercy. Buy a Cloak. Help of Noble Houses. Quirisan Marksman, that could be good for diplomacy. Let's do the Quirisan Marksman first. And then get the bell. And with that we can head out. Now, do I go with Ulbrig to Currantglen? I said I was going to do, didn't I? So let's see about Currantglen. I owe my boy Ulbrig that. Then we can take on Neathorn. See what's happening over there. So, Currantglen. And hopefully not get screwed up as easily this time. That was a boob. Move you over there. Take on that 6. We got spiders. We're back to full, so let's hit a couple of them with this. Don't think I need to worry about that right now. Actually, just let it go automatic. There we go. No losses at all, even to the store. The grove had long been dry and dead. The spiders had once occupied it had been slaughtered. Monstrous web cocoons hung from the branches containing the remnants of their victims, and a certain number of useful items, miraculously, were not dissolved in the spider's corrosive brew. And we found chainmail of dragonfly, armor 6, not good. +3 chainmail can be activated once per day to grant all allies in a 30-foot area. It's one bonus to attack and damage rolls against demons. Nah. We got a level 7 set of demons. Or demon army. Don't know. Abyssal army, I should say, I guess. Don't know if it'll be demons, cultists, or what. They seem the most dangerous. They're going to throw axes at us, though. Oh, maybe they're not. If they're going to throw axes at us, I want to get rid of them. They're melee, I think. Nicely done. One Hell Knight down, gets right back up again. Ain't never gonna keep him down. The monsters that opposed the Crusaders were truly abominable. Their bodies manifested weird mutations, extra eyes, unpaired limbs, mouths in their bellies, and withered half-grown heads, helplessly dangling on their shoulders. And the leader of the Hino's cohort was just a pile of moving flesh, who struggled to retain its humanoid appearance. Even as it died, it continued to stir a monstrous brew in a large rotund cauldron. Shuddering with disgust, the Crusaders peered inside the cauldron and managed to retrieve some of the hideous contents. Chunks of bodies belonging to demons, mortals, and other unknown creatures twitched convulsively, still alive. The soldiers did not know what to do with this vile trophy and delivered it to the commander. Voracious jumble. Okay. Now we're moving back from there. And I guess we're moving up this way. And back to us. Yep, we will enter. Trying not to have the cat destroy what we're doing with her tail and body. Aren't we, girl? Yes. Don't know if you saw her arrive up on the table. You make it awfully hard to do that, to do anything when you do that, girl.
No
Stretching
reason
out
why.
wide and pushing against my hand. Shoving your body onto the keyboard. Yes, I know I love you too. You pain in the ass. Off she goes. And she's back. Hello. Bye, Kamala.
Forwards.
Disarm the trap.
No challenge at all.
We march ahead.
Another trap. This one seems to be properly blocked off.
Our
Step
path
back.
leads on.
And you be the brave one and run straight over here. Then we can heal him.
I will guide us.
Marauder spellcaster. I see you stared at you fearfully, one weighing down by the loot. Where are your chasers? Get lost, but leave your loot here. The thieves reluctantly drop their loot on the ground. Fine, have it your way. Just get out of here, boys. You perform the chaotic action and get 2,000 coins and 90 experience. How are we doing on experience, by the way? Just under 7,000 needed for next level. Not sure what some of this stuff is, but that's rusty. Yeah, let's not do that. Oh, I must have run over a trap there, that's why she got hit by Ford.
Easy.
Ford finger of death. Now, let's just have a look. Oh, hang on, Sealer. You gave away your sword. You don't have a bloody weapon, you silly bone bugger. Which is best? That's +2 sword. You do 7 to 14, which is better damage. Momentum. Whenever the wielder of this +2 light hammer confirms a critical hit with it, all members of the party are affected. The equivalent of haste, but I can cast haste anyway, that doesn't matter. Attacks with this weapon get +1 enhanced. Oh, it's just light hammer +1, I should have told. Alright, I guess we'll just give you Radiance. You'll appreciate using that. Yaniel's old weapon.
Forwards.
Surrender.
Lizard for
or
dinner.
else. Can we rest, please? I'm tired.
No, you're not. Shouldn't be anyway. Here you are.
A bright future awaits us.
Soziel's also missing levels, I noticed. Didn't notice that before.
We march ahead.
They will break against our resolve.
Our path leads on.
Don't even try not answering me. You fail me, you tricksy lump of rock. I swear on Pelura's backside, I'll crush you into rubble with my bare hands.
Okay, Ulbrig. That's right, show it no mercy. I'll give you a hand.
Hear that? Show me up a second time, and there won't be a third.
What are you hoping to hear?
I don't know. Anything but silence will do.
Go on, Ulbrig, do it.
Right. Don't let me down.
Ulbrig carefully presses his broad palm against the stone surface. Hey, it's over! He's Griffin! This time the stone responds instantly, and not with a faint shimmer, like last time, but with a blinding blinding light. You can make out winged figure in the radiant glow.
Yes! I knew it! I knew it!
What was that, Griffin?
It was a manifestation of my god. The first I've seen since I woke up in this mad world of yours. My god is alive, don't you see? And that means part of Sarkoris still lives as well.
Where does the portal lead?
I have no idea, but I'll find out very soon. Well, are you coming with me?
So you think you got an answer?
Not in words, but words are not needed here.
Then let's go.
Go, you say? Let's run, say I. Let's fly.
Through the portal. See what happened to old Sarkoris. Did he manage to withdraw in time?
I need to recover my strength.
We got fatigue going on. I thought I just told her to remove the fatigue. Alright, let's see if we can rest. Can't rest here. Can we go back? We can't go back. That's a problem. Alright.
I will help where I can.
Lay on hands others. Make sure you're mounted. Yes, you are mounted. Good. Well, this place is a bit of a wreck, Ulbrig. Can't believe my eyes. It's like I'm back in Cordis. Let's go down there, War Chief. Alright, that place looks less of a wreck.
This was simple enough.
A depiction of the World Tree can be seen on the mossy stone. This is how the Sarkorians imagined the universe to be.
I will guide us.
Plagued horse? That's not a good sight. War Chief, there's something not right about that horse. The damn thing might be plagued. It is. It absolutely is.
Call me again if you need to.
Scene from a myth about Great Hunt has been carved onto the ancient stone. At the centre is a depiction of the divine wolf.
A sweet smile, a gentle voice, and kind words will help me win
To
their
battle,
hearts.
my friends.
That's not what I intended to do.
I'll use my sharp nails instead. Your time is over.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Too late for apologies.
Fall.
Attack!
You offend me.
Examining the carcass after the battle makes it clear that the horse was not plagued at all. Oh. It looks very strange though. As if it had perished long ago and some kind of parasite took over the dead body. That's not good.
Without a doubt.
They're gonna eat me. Who is?
Forwards.
What the hell?
I will protect you with my life.
Oh, more plagued types. Alright, alright. There we go. They're immune to that, of course. They can't sleep. They're like restless dead.
All right, take you.
Nara.
Stand down.
Livu.
I will bring down the divine wrath.
Arrow. I think we might be dealing with some kind of poison off these things.
We shall overcome.
Ember, let's get the slow poison on, shall we? Where is it? There it is.
Done with you.
Why did you dismount, Sealer?
To the fray.
Away, you rascal!
What is it? That swarm's immune to things. Interesting.
Eternal Rose, I call upon you.
What is this blight swarm? Is that it? There's poison, critical hits, precision damage, spells with target. Okay. What shall we attack with? I think we use that. Right, that's that down. Stomper, you can wait. Sealer, mount up. I don't know why you unmounted in the first place, to be honest. Naira.
Your time is over.
Ivu. It's immune to little physicals like that. Soldier will move over. Me again. Once again, let's try attacking it that way. Missed on everything, that's not good.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Naira.
You offend me.
What about your thing? Oh, that would hit everyone, wouldn't it? But that's all you've got. It's not going to be evil, I don't think. What shall we use? Put that on the horse to start with. Ulbrig. Try again with this. 2 damage, that's not good enough. Let's pull out. Ember.
The light take you.
Stand down.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do anything right now. Pull out. So Zio, give that to Arrow. I think I took one down. Arrow, can you do anything now? No, even magic doesn't help like that. I just realised what I was targeting won't work. It's single target spells. So you can stay away. Ember, what can you do? This is not a single target spell. I mean that does target one creature. Yeah, that's not going to work then. If I can get over there, the thing is, if I use that ability of hers, it targets more than I want. But maybe if I come in from here. That wasn't what I had in mind.
Into the fray.
Away, you rascal.
Oh, I didn't spot him.
Begone, fiend!
Arrow, you're useless over there, so get back. Fireball would work, but it would also hit the villagers, and I don't want to do that.
Do not hold back.
Yeah, it's immune to your bow. You can't do anything. Sealer takes a little damage, but that's okay. We can live with it.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Your time is over.
Not so good. Arrow, you're no good. Leona. You're not going to come up with anything, are you, Eliana? Well, let's move forward and at least put a bless on.
No glory without risk.
Naira.
You offend me.
Missed. Let's put the claws on. That's one down. I could come up here and do burning hands too. Screwed it up. You're irrelevant. Burning hands. $61.
The light take you.
Stand down.
Naivu. Got him. I told you, no majors! The young woman shakes a lock of dark hair out of her mace and casts a look of frustration at the big man in worn Numerian armour. She's breathing heavily after the battle. Come on now, you sir! The warrior wipes his sweat from his brow with his broad hand and shakes his head. There's no irritation in his calm voice, only weariness. I receive reports about the hunger that moves at the south gate. I had no time to stop and think. Make sure you do next time. Stench of sorcery. She makes a show of wafting away the air in front of her face. Can hardly hear Serena through it. The goddess is displeased. Well, I'm sorry, sir. Next time before I ride off, I'll have a good old think first, and I'll just let the demons run a mocking good run. The big man shrugs. And forgive me for stinking. Come next bathing day, I'll make sure to scrub my armour. Her expression turns pained and she raises a narrow hand sharply in the air. Enough. Talking to you is impossible. You're behaving like a barbarian, and in front of our visitors too. Her amber eyes lose some of the frostiness as she surveys her party. Or your party. I'm sorry you had to witness that. Someone may have forgotten how to act like a chieftain. but I still remember the laws of hospitality. Welcome to Gundrun, travellers. Serena promised to lead you here, and here you are. The warrior cast an appraising glance at you. So, said Sigvorn, you're them, then, the Outlanders, from those hazy prophecies. If you come in peace, then you're well met. And welcome home. She smiles at Ulbrig. You were expecting us? She was expecting you. The man in Numerian armour cast a sidelong glance at his companion. We both were. She glares back at the warrior, but a smile quickly returns to her face. The great Serena caught the scent of one of your party during the heavenly hunt, many nights past. It was you. Her gaze fixes on Ulbrig. The moment you awoke, Serena knew. Oh, the spirit of old Sarkoris is strong in you. I can sense it now, too. Serena, you say never heard of that goddess? That's no surprise to me. Got a lot of them. Trailing off, Ulbrig strokes his beard. We had a lot of them, I should say, in the old days. It doesn't matter that you don't know any goddess. What matters is that she knows you. Can't argue with that. And if she knows me, maybe she knows my god as well. How did I wrong Ervar? Won't she answer me? Won't he answer me? Why? Serena knows all. She'll most certainly help you. Who are you? The woman proudly steps forward, partially blocking the warrior. I'm Isena, the shaman of the tribe, guardian of our tradition, spiritual mother and conduit of the will of the last goddess of Sarkoris. The man politely ducks his head. And I'm Sigvorn, chieftain of this place. More like headsman. Sarkorian chieftains don't rub elbows with mages, and they don't wear Numerian metal on their chest. The shaman points a delicate finger at Sigvorn's armour. For the first time, a shadow of irritation passes over the man's face. No, I am the chieftain, he said. I've been protecting this town with a weapon in my hand for going on 10 years already. I'm going to keep doing it, even if you think everything I do, every breath I take, even the way I scratch my ass is wrong. Even if our ancestors spit on me from the skies above, I'll still keep on doing it. She exhales heavily. We are the leaders of this town. These are the last inhabited lands of all Sarkoris, and we take pains to preserve our heritage. It's painful, all right, like preserving a boot that's lost its pair, Sigvorn mutters. And what about you, strangers? And you're going to introduce yourselves? I'm Eliana Solshade, Knight Commander of the Crusaders, leader of the 5th Crusade. Really? If I'd known, I would have put on my dress armour. Oh, wait, I don't have any. Serena, who's that? Oh, you know her, trust me. She smiles cryptically. Serena is one of the most remarkable beings you have ever met in your whole life. But we will have to talk about her later. Not here and not now. What kind of answer is that? You're saying this Serena of yours brought us here, and it must have been for a reason. Take us to her. Patience is a virtue. You'll see Serena, I'm sure, but it might be difficult. Either way, before you go to her, you should visit the town. Our tiny but still living piece of Sarkoris. Oh, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I'd almost lost hope of seeing fellow Sarkorians alive ever again. I nearly went mad with grief when I saw that the Stone of Voices was silent, and there was no one left to answer me. You can't imagine how delighted we were when the stone suddenly came to life. It has always been silent as far as I know, and then suddenly, the shaman's voice wavers. The point is, today you are a guest of Gundrun, and you will see Serena later, but not until she herself wishes it. How did the place come to be? Its origins are linked to the fall of old Sarkoris. It's a story of the sorrowful days when the caravans of refugees, dreaming of salvation, reached out to Ustalav. Back then our ancestors didn't know that our neighbours were, how should I put it, not so honourable. All our people were looking for a place to sleep and a piece of bread. Well, they were met with a wall of pikes. The Ustalavs didn't want to let the refugees in, so our people were forced to turn back, and Gundrun, a small village on the border, became the refuge of these poor souls. A good 100 years have passed since then. And to this day, we're none too fond of us lads, to put it mildly. And rightly so, of course. I'm not one of those who claim that every person in Ulbrig is a rotten scoundrel. No, that's nonsense. It's every second person. She nods, and this is the first time you have seen these two agree on anything so far. Where are we? She sweeps her arm out wide in a fluid gesture, setting her bracelet jingling melodically. This is Currantglen, the last stronghold of old Sarkoris, the land that will resurrect our great homeland's former glory. The warrior continues echoing her passionate tone. A patch of barren land to the very edge of the world wound. A little town of refugees, and worth as much as a beggar's spittle on a country road. His voice becomes serious. Our home, which we will fight for till the last drop of blood is spilled. I look at the two of you and I don't know what to think. Part of me feels like I never left home. You two talk like we talked, and you look like you could be my own kin. At the same time, you're as strange as if you'd just come down from the moon. And you're just as confusing to us. You and I look of an age. I might even be slightly older. And again, you're so old. You're old enough to be my great-grandfather. And you saw Sarkoris back when it was still green. It's enough to make your head spin. Should I talk to you like you're just another townsman? Or pay my respects as an honoured ancestor? None of that now. Honours and ceremonies are the last thing I need. A fair amount of time has gone by, I know. And a lot has changed in the world. But we chanced to marry, and we accepted each other. And if we seem strange to each other, well, no matter. We'll get used to it. I want to hear your story about the demise of Sarkoris. Oh, it happened a long time ago. 100 years have passed since the demon hordes destroyed our shining land. Not a day goes by that I don't grieve for it. My heart's wound still bleeds. I imbibed the pain with my mother's milk. Couldn't you have imbibed something useful? Like which mushrooms are safe to eat? Or when's the best time of year to plant turnips? Sigvorm's murmured commentary trickled into conversation. And this man has the blood of Sarkorian chieftains flowing through his veins. You shouldn't have spent so long roaming as a sellsword, Sigvorm. The ways of those ungodly Numerians are set too deeply in your mind. Senna casts a withering look at Sigvorm. You're both right in your own way, Ulbrig chuckles, and you're both idiotic children in your own way too. You're arguing and needling each other just like we did in my clan. Can you finish the story about Sarkoris? Right, Sarkoris. Sarkoris should have endured for thousands of years, but it fell in a single night. It must have been the will of the gods. Sarkoris fell in a single night because it turned a blind eye to the cult of discarded for too long. And the will of the gods had nothing to do with it. It was the will of Ariel of Orlesh. Devious scum. Ulbrig spits on the ground. Her face, it's in his face, with resentment. That name, I don't want to hear it. May it sink into oblivion. After that one, how could anyone trust a mage? At the right time and in skilled hands, any tool can be useful. Sigvorm shrugs, as if the argument is now settled. Who were we fighting just now? We don't really know ourselves. We call those creatures the hunger that moves. Small demons stuff themselves inside the skins of dead men, and off they go, disgusting. They didn't always come so close to town. We haven't had cause to look into them before now. She seems genuinely alarmed. I want to take a look around town. The warrior perks up, stretching his flesh and flexing his muscles. You're right. We've done enough talking. We can't hang around all day, can we? Isa, you stay here if you want. I've got a trade council soon. Sigvorm offers a nod of farewell and strides off, his troop following him behind. I see you can't wait to get a look at our town. But give me just a few more minutes. There's something you must know without delay, says Isina. You have appeared on our doorstep at a difficult time. An unknown sickness has swept through our town in recent days, and Sigvorm has quarantined Gudrun right back. I wanted to heal the sickness using the power of the Great Serena, but Sigvorn won't even let me near the afflicted. He packed them all into one building and put a guard on the door. He sent off for a healer from Numeria, and now he's waiting for them to arrive. But will the sick last that long? If only someone could convince that bull-headed man to let me help. But it's not just that. There's no way to reach the other bank now. I trust you will find a solution. I'll see you later in the Wolfholm. Our conversation is still to come. Well, who's Holgen? Not someone I need to worry about right now. Move along. Don't make much. Okay. Please, my mother's on the other side. You can see yourself that I'm not sick. Halt! I can't see a thing. Catching this sickness is the last thing. Okay. So we're not letting people cross because of some kind of sickness. Got it.
Our path leads on.
Crossings closed.
I will guide us. Without a doubt.
That must be where we came in, yeah. No, that's Currantglen ruins. Yeah, that's right. Anything else? Yes, down here. We can't cross there. Man, that's fair enough. This burly fellow standing in front of the bridge is unhurriedly peeling an apple. He glanced at you, barely bothering to take a break from his task. Told you 100 times there's a quarantine. Stay on your side, the rest of the afflicted, until the healer will arrive soon. I'm an honoured guest of your chieftain. Guard gives you a bored look. Why not say yes, I enter myself while you're at it? My house is not to let anyone through, so I'm not letting you through. Name a price? For the first time during the conversation, you notice a twinkle of curiosity in the guard's eyes. I'm telling you right now, it's going to cost you a hefty amount. I'm risking a lot here. If the chieftain find out, I better have it enough to get me far, far away from here. 5,000. Yeah, here you go. I don't know who you are, but from here on out, I'll be calling you Lady Bountiful. Try not to spread the disease to anyone on the other side. Have a nice day. Right, so we're able to get across there now. Let's go up to talk to Isenna again. Senna offers you a friendly nod. You chose an auspicious hour to appear on our doorstep. Wolfstone welcomes its guests. Ulbrig, or less servant of the Heavenly Griffin, is knocking at your door. May I cross the threshold of Wolfstone? A welcome guest in the house. Come in. It's an honour to have you. Ulbrig looks at the shaman in surprise as though he's expected a different response. Laughing, he wags his finger at us. Surely you don't let a visitor from another tribe in so easily. What if I wasn't who I claimed to be, but some Ogling or Fae? You should have tested me. He's asked me some questions to catch me out. But anyway, you've bidden me to come in, so in I'll come. But you should thank the gods that this time, at least, I am who I say I am. I didn't know. The shaman lowers her head, like a little girl apologising to a teacher. I keep the old ways, but so much has been lost. Thank you for pointing out my error. Why did you call me? How could I not? She cocks her head to one side and gives you a friendly smile. You're all that fills Serena's visions these days. The visions come to me, one after another, and in each one I see you, and the one who walks beside you. That must be me then. And Serena is that she-wolf that appeared before us in the ruins of Currantglen. Ulbrig pensively strokes one of the braids in his beard. A good omen, but what did we do to deserve it? I've never been to your town before, and sorry, but I've never heard of Serena either. She knows of you, isn't that enough? What can I do for Gundrun? Do you wish to help us? I knew your arrival was a good omen. I had doubts at first, but Serena's visions are not always clear. I wondered if you would be a great boon, or a great misfortune. And even though only time will reveal the truth, I will have faith that our fortune is bright. Gundrun's troubles are many, you know. We are few in number. It is difficult for us to defend our home and gather food. But for as long as Serena watches over us, and we remember how to honour her, all will be well. The great wolf will show us the right path. How could it be any other way? And yet there is one thing that has long since given me cause to worry. Serena's shrine in the sacred grove. Once long ago, yes, just like in the tales. A genuine smile brightens her face and makes it look very young. Long, long ago, the grove was a place of safety, and people were free to enter the shrine. Can you imagine? Shamans of ages past could see Serena with their own eyes. Speak with her, just like we're doing right now. Not through obscure images and visions. Oh, how I wish I could return Gundrun to those days. Isenna sighs, but her sadness is brief. She shakes her mane of thick hair and smiles at you. Who can say? Perhaps you've come here to change everything. This stone looks old. Could it be from Sarkoris? Oh, may I hold it for a moment? I've never seen one before, but I've heard a lot about them. The shaman takes the stone in her hand and, with great care. It's so ancient, and yet it appears to hold power. They use charms like these to honour the forest spirits. Spirits are like little godlings. They're so weak, but they're still useful. The sacred grove still has a few altars standing. You could try your luck. Perhaps your charm will awaken one of them. Those monsters at the gate, you found them troubling, do you not? It's true. Demons at our very gates. Serena sends me visions of a dark coiling evil, creeping its way to the town. But I can never discern its source. We must search the surrounding lands and learn where the hunger that moves came from. Evil, you say? You know, on our way here we came across more than just your Serena. We also ran into some Ogling with wings and like a fly. I remember it saying something about its master. Could that be what your goddess is warning you about? It could well be. If only I could hear her voice more clearly. If only I knew the sacred rituals better. Then I wouldn't have to guess. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing just fine. Dealing with gods is always a tricky business. Bamboozled at every step you are. I haven't heard a peep from my god in a long time. Why? What did I do to anger him? A guess as good as mine. Where should I start looking? Her face becomes pensive, as if she's trying to summon images from memory. Darkness, thick rustling darkness, smell of dirt, moisture and stone dust, and splashing water, waves, crashing one by one against the shore. That is what Serena is telling me, and Serena is never wrong. Look for a place that resembles this vision, and may the great wolf's blessing be with you. Let me ask you something else. Tell me about Serena. Remember how I said you already knew her? I spoke no word of a lie. The white wolf that brought you here, that was Serena, the great wolf of Sarkoris. Serena the swift-pawed, Serena the sharp-eyed. She gazes somewhere over her shoulder, a light smile playing on her lips. Her fur is whiter than the coldest glacier. She breathes in time and breathes out eternity. Those were the words my grandmother first used to describe her. Senna laughs before taking on a more serious tone. Serena is the last goddess of Sarkoris. Her King Gaze brushes over Ulbrig. Not the last, Ulbrig corrects her harshly. However, the Heavenly Griffin still lives. Maybe others have survived as well. I doubt there are many of them. You're right on that score. Well, tell me about yourself. Senna straightens her shoulders and back. What can I tell you? I'm a shaman, the spiritual leader of our town. A gentle and wise mother who listens to everyone who comes to her with their woes. I keep the traditions of old Sarkoris, listen to Serena as well, and pass it on to other people. But if you ask Sigvorn about me, you will hear that I am a petulant little girl with a head full of old tales. A soft laughter fills the air. It may be so. I will show the stubborn fool how real old tales can be. How did you come to be the shaman here? I'm delighted you ask. It is my favourite story. Every Sarkorian tribe must have a shaman who welcomes the newborns, bids farewell to the departed, gathers the people for celebrations, and communes with the gods. Such is the way of things, but in Gundren hadn't had a shaman in a whole generation. The people thought the goddess had abandoned us, but they themselves had long forgotten how to worship her. The sacred grove had filled with wicked things, and it had been many years since anyone had entered the shrine. I was a little tot, must have been no older than 5, when my grandma let me out of her sight, and I ended up in the sacred grove. Everyone knew the place meant certain death, and yet I reached the very doors of the shrine, and came back, and not a hair on my head had been harmed. The look in her amber eyes is triumphant. Serena kept me safe on my journey. I remember her white furry tail. I kept seeing glimpses of it ahead of me, and I remember the smell of apples in fall. You know those big red ones, the ones that only turn sweet after the first frost hits? After that, Serena began sending me visions, and eventually I took up the vacant post of shaman here in Gundren. Senna sighs. I remember it like it was yesterday. The warm, rough surface of the shrine's door under my fingers. I wish I could touch it just one more time. Are you a descendant from the shamans of this place? Honestly, I don't know. She looked perplexed for the first time. Since you met her. I think I am. Would the goddess have spoken to anyone else? I'm sure the blood of Sarkorian shamans flows in mine. How did you learn about Sarkorian traditions? One can learn much by paying attention to the words of elders and reading the right books. When I was little, I learned all Sarkorian tales by heart. about the Griffin brother, the bear people, the black mage. It was also enthralling. And when I grew up, grandmother gave me books she had inherited from her grandmother. So that's how it is. Books and grandmother's tales. It's all that's left of our people. Ulbrig laughs bitterly. And not even 100 years has passed. What's your opinion of Sigvorn? It's obvious we don't get along too well, isn't it? She looks away. When I see him coming along the road, I already know the two of us are going to fight like cat and dog. I just can't stand it. Every part of me rebels against his disregard for our traditions. Mages, Numerian technology. He drags anything and everyone into his so-called clan without a second thought. All that matters is that it works. Ancestral experience be damned. What he doesn't understand is that the body must be one with the soul. You cannot give up on your heart to save your body and remain yourself. Why, just look at the hunger that moves. It looks alright. The shell is still alive. But peer inside, you will see a terrifying void. That's harsh. Comparing a corpse stuffed with flies to your own chieftain. Ulbrig chuckles. But sorcerers and Numerian metalsmiths are no laughing matter. You're right about that. Thank you for your answers. Hope my words will help you. I have to go. May the great wolf bless your every step in these lands. Okay, so I can now cross.
I will guide us.
Who are you? A lean, tall man behind the counter turns to you. The suit he's wearing doesn't immediately catch the eye, but it is expensive. His thin lines stretch into a friendly smile. Welcome, I am Harrison Cray. Thanks for coming to my humble shop. Gundren's guess and my guess. Where are you and your companions from? I'm a crusader from Dresden. The merchant's eyes light up even more. Crusader from Dresden. Imagine that, very interesting. Now, I usually see Numerian travellers here, and the occasional Ustalav. You really are a special visitor. But anyway, forgive my curiosity, I imagine you have questions. Or would you like to see my merchandise? Who are you? The merchant twists an expensive ring on his finger, looking lost in thought for a moment. I used to be asked that a lot, back when I had just come here. Your question almost transported me back to those days. What used to be my answer? I'm a foreigner, but you needn't be afraid of me. I'm an Ustalav, but do weigh all the pros and cons of running a pitchfork through me. The merchant's laughter is soft but very sincere. Those were the days full of fuss and new faces, a pleasant memory. A lot has changed since then. Settled down here, started my own business, put on a few pounds. Happy to make your acquaintance. My name is Harrison Cray. I'm a rare breed around these parts of merchants, and an outstanding one too, I must add. By the way, what would you say if this merchant had some business to discuss? What business? Fair enough. Information first, decisions later. You're a shrewd one. I could see that right away. And that's the reason I'm making this proposal. I suppose you've heard the troubles of the Wolf Goddess's Temple by now. In case you haven't, here it is in a nutshell. For a long time now, the temple has been besieged by demons. The goddess's powers prevent them from getting in, but they have no intention of leaving either. I've managed to find out that the demons are likely coveting a certain knick-knack that's inside the temple. Well, knick-knack is one way of putting it. Some might prefer ancient relic. It's really just an old piece of wood with a rich history, but as long as it stays in the temple, those monsters won't leave the town in peace. If you happen to get inside sometime, take a good look around. Ideally, I'd like to acquire this item, but I would also welcome any information. Is it actually in the temple? What does it look like? Where is it being kept? Get the idea? I'm prepared to pay handsomely for anything you can tell me. I'll look around the temple when I get a chance. You've made me the happiest among merchants. Glad to shake your hand and seal the deal. And remember, the reward will be very generous. I'm saying this in case you're not especially concerned about what will become of Gundrun. Do you like living in Gundrun as an Ustalav? The merchant smiles, a reserved, knowing smile. If the locals' looks could kill, but they can't. So it's eminently tolerable. Yes, I'm a little unpopular, that's true. You see, being an Ustalav here is an indelible stigma. No matter how many times I've been and will continue to be an honest shopkeeper, they'll always say he's a nice chap, sensible and honest, but still an Ustalav. So don't put your pitchfork away just yet, do you understand? What's the deal with Ustalav in this place? It's the troubles of bygone times. When old Sarkoris fell, a handful of survivors sought refuge in Ustalav. But the Ustalavs are afraid of the demonic scourge. Ustalav closed its borders to refugees, and the blockade has continued to this day. Yes. It's an antagonism that goes back decades. Sadness clouds the merchant's face. That blockade is a deplorable misunderstanding stemming from a lack of research into the nature of demons at the time. I was profoundly outraged to learn of the borders were still closed. Well, this, of course, is still beyond my power to change. I did all I could. I came here and opened my shop so that my merchandise might, in some way, relieve the people of Sarcha. Tell me about Gundrun. Wonderful place, if a bit of an acquired taste. Quiet, old-fashioned. But you can feel its potential. Gundrun can be more than this. It's a shame that not everyone who's in charge of its future sees that. What do you think of Isenna? A wonderful woman with firm principles, a true Sarkorian. Well, between you and me, the total of her knowledge of the ancestral ways comes from what her grandmother told her and what her grandmother had told her of what... You get the idea. She goes out of her way to revive old customs, but from where I'm standing, it sadly seems to do nothing to help Gundrun move with the times. Wouldn't you say forward is the only direction worth moving in? Time only moves forward. Be like time. That's what I always say. You ploughs on ahead with no knowledge of the road will stumble on into a bog, or fall into a ditch and break both his legs. The girl might not know the traditions very well, true enough, but at least she follows them. What do you think of Sigvorn? Most worthy man, courageous, honest, and a true leader. Another pleasant trait of his is his openness to new things, much as he strives to remain true to his Sarkorian roots, or his idea of them. It's just that he lacks any flexibility in political matters. Do you see what I mean? And Gundrun is badly in need of allies. He's too ready to bend whichever way the wind is blowing. Whoever heard of sorcerers in a chieftain's band? Ulbrig scoffs angrily. You know, it's not a good idea. I just want to remind you, Ulbrig, I'm a sorceress. It's a good idea to trust everyone who's trying to make friends with you. It's not a good idea. Who wants Uglins for allies? Allow me to assure you, I have no dealings with, what did you call them? Uglins? Whatever. On the contrary, we're talking about honourable, respectable people whose favour will only benefit Gundrun. I reckon you know better than an Uglin yourself. I look at your slimy smirk and I can see right away that you're up to no good. Stone looks old and valuable, what do you think? It's nothing remarkable. A common occult item. Staked out of all Sarkoris, judging by its exterior. If you wish to sell it, I can offer you 1,500. Sorry for not being able to go any higher. It's not what you'd call fast-moving goods. I think I'll keep it. Understand. A most versatile item. Perhaps one day you'll want to crack a few nuts. So you can fish in your pocket, and that will be the finest hour. Just think of the wolf goddess. A most interesting entity. In terms of power, she doesn't exactly rank with the likes of Iomedae, of course, but she is powerful enough. It's sad to see people's faith in Sarkodian gods wane by the day. A pity, but time passes, and some things pass with it. What was before will never be again, nor will all Sarkodians ever rise from the ashes. Was there
The world
anything?
has suffered enough.
Together we stand.
Show me your wares. The wearer's weapons on armed attacks and natural attacks deal full damage to swarms. Yes, we'll take that. We'll take 2 of them. That was expensive, but worth it. Ivu? Well, that's useful. When we have swarms around, we need you to be wearing the other. Same with you. Actually, maybe the leopard. It's the chieftain's house. Maybe we should go inside the chieftain's house.
Without a doubt.
He doesn't want anything. I saw he was named and thought I might as well. Oh, there's the wolf. Still alive, you mangy mutt. Toss her as okay, so this sounds fighting again. With more. Well, perhaps I should say whereabouts of a fight. I think the wolf can handle it. We'll come back when we need to. Well, we went across there, okay.
Away, you rascal!
The inheritor, guide my blade.
See if you can put that other one down. Nope.
service.
Your time is over.
No glory without risk!
I'll hit you!
Fall!
Strike as one.
You offend me.
It's a nice hit.
Into the fray!
You won't stop us.
Get a bit of healing on.
Attack! Contemplate on your mistakes.
Stand down.
Surrender or else. Too late for apologies.
I will bring down the divine wrath.
We shall overcome.
Got him.
We march ahead.
Bodyguards over there. Let's have a bit of a heal off you, Sozio, shall we?
The goddess protects us.
Forest of Forbidden Spirits, that's one thing. Got golems down there. And golems here too.
The light! Take you!
Away, you rascal.
Bismuth. Arrow. Let's get haste on. Ulbrig, what are you doing?
The inheritor! Guide my blade!
Okay, that's that. Naira.
Your time is over.
Eliana. I don't think I need the mammoth out, actually.
Do not hold back.
Amber. Back up.
I'll hit you!
So you'll get forward and heal. Ulbrig.
Into the fray!
You offend me.
Arrow.
Strike as one.
And that's the swarm we've got again.
You won't stop us.
Ow. It's down.
The light take you!
And that's down. Bloodstained note. What does it say? Anything? Ah, it's got to say something. You tell them the arts of poison are phenomenal. My patrons will appreciate your work greatly. You may consider these guard golems a gift. After all, we would not want any misfortune to befall one of our favourite agents, Crowing Shadow.
Our path leads on.
Something over there.
Something over where, though? Right there.
I will guide us. Without a doubt.
Looks like there's no way there. So we got the to the chieftain's house. Forest of Forgotten Spirits. What is the forest? And that's just hidden. Okay. Let's go to the chieftain's house first. By the way, how are we doing? Just under 4,000. How do you even get across the side? I'll have a few choice words with the guards in the crossing. Come on in since you're here. Do you need any help with the quarantine? No, I'll handle it just fine. Already sent for the healer. Bjord, my advisor, took care of it. The healer is delayed in coming, of course. Sigvorn clicks his tongue in frustration. You'd think he'd already his nag after the fortune I paid him. Well, no point in fuming over it. He'll be here any day now. Why wouldn't you let Serena help? If you've talked to her, you probably understand the reason yourself. He shakes his head. She's a heedless one. She believes Serena will protect her from everything, and she'll walk through the fire armed with that faith. And the disease is dangerous. 3 of our people have died already. That's why I put all the sick in one house and put a guard on the door. It's the safest thing to do until the healer gets here. There's something else. The reason why Isa was so troubled by the whole thing. The disease reared its head after the feast day. And do you know which feast it was? The one in honour of our wolf. Senna is in charge of the preparations every year, so she torments herself. She feels guilty. It takes a clear head to deal with any serious job. You have an advisor? His name is Bjardolf. I brought him all the way from Numeria. He was in my party. He wasn't much use in combat, but he has applied himself here. What do you know about the disease? Badly anything. It all began right after the feast in honour of Serena. They hadn't even taken the garlands off the gates. That evening, when the first one fell sick. Maybe they brought in the disease along with some foreign goods. Maybe it's something else. People are hurting and dying. Talk to Bjord, he can tell you more. Your people might not last until help arrives. Sigvorn's hands curl into fists. His brow froze. I am aware, he yells. But then quickly cools his temper. What do you suggest I do then? I can't get a healer from Mustalav. The port is closed. Not that I want anything to do with those ghouls. Alright. It can't hurt. Go have a look if you like. I'll tell my people to let you go where you please. But Yasena is not allowed to go anywhere near the sick. If you figure out a way to weed out the disease, come and we'll talk. Talk to you about something. What are your thoughts on Gundrun? Nothing to ask. I'm the chief here, you know. My thoughts? They are the same thoughts any good father has of his child. For all their faults, they're still my child. Sigvard's laughter is resounding and pleasant. After he is done laughing, he rubs his chin. I think I regret every day I have ever spent away from this place. This is my home, my tribe, and my tribe needs me. I won't let its spirit stiffen and wither, bound by old traditions. Mages, technology, even horned devils, for crying out loud. We will absorb it all and turn it to our benefit. One way or another, Gudrun will live. I'm listening to you and I don't know what to make of it. On the one hand, Chief, I'll put it plainly, you're talking nonsense. When has sorcery ever helped us? Then again, Ulbrig scratches his beard. Then again, you've got the Sarkorian spirit. You're talking balderdash, but you're talking like a chieftain. What are we supposed to do, friend? All Sarkoris died 100 years ago. The whole world's been turned upside down. What used to be reasonable is madness now. What sounded like madness now makes sense. Times have changed. Sigvorn gives Ulbrig a friendly thump on the shoulder. Our spirits are the same, no matter what century we're in. What are the metal things on the walls? Oh, these? Avronia gawks them. But I got used to seeing them back in Numeria. He nods at the peculiar decorations on the walls of the dwelling. The machine can predict the coming of rain. That one tells time. And that one's just a trophy, a memento of the glorious past of Numerian mercenary. Yes, I'm telling you this openly. My band and I, we're not ashamed of it. You're not ashamed, fair's enough. You got nothing to be proud of either. You're wrong. A victory's victory. Even if it's in a foreign land, in a foreign war. Without those victories, without the trophies and experience we brought back from Numeria, do you think Gundrun would still be standing today? What's your opinion of Vicenna? Senna does good work. She's a fine lass. I have no quarrel with her as the tribe's shaman. Those old traditions of hers, on the other hand. How are we supposed to get anywhere if we're always looking over our shoulder? He serves to understand everything changing in this world, and we must change along with it. What matters is what you hold in your heart, and that's where I hold Sarkoris. Yes, this is Numerian armour, but underneath it, I'm still the same descendant of a Sarkorian chieftain. Swear it in Serena's name. Those are some things you shouldn't do for the sake of... There are some things you shouldn't do for the sake of surviving. There are some things you shouldn't be changed. Listen to the shaman, Chief. It's a centuries-old tradition for every tribe to have its own shaman. There's good reason for it. Maybe you're right, but Sigmund smirks. Is it also centuries-old tradition that the chieftain and the shaman have to be at each other's throats? Ulbrig lets out a booming laugh. It is, and that's the truth. Tell me about yourself and the chieftain. Sigmund shrugs his mighty shoulders, his face radiating calm dignity. That gives you an indication of how much the word means to him. Do you see that sword? Nods over his shoulder at the worn, leather-bound hilt. I got it from my father, as he got it from his father, and he got it from his. And the one who originally forged it and let it drink all the blood of his enemies was the Sarkorian chieftain, many moons before the fall of the land. And what was his name? Tell me, chieftain, what was your clan's name? And what is the name of the fine sword of yours? Want to test me, do you? Very well. I'll present myself as is proper. I am Sigmund Dotry, son of Aswell Dotry, grandson of Walder Dotry. Our clan was founded by Trovan Dotry, the great smith who trapped Dragonflame in his forge. And as for my sword, Sigmund frowns, its name was lost along with our homeland. My father died defending his home when my father was just a babe. My grandfather died when my father was just a babe. The sword survived, but my grandfather took its name to his grave. May I take a look? Ulbrig examines the scabbard and the hilt of the sword with reverence, cautiously touching the tongue of flame etched on the guard. I knew your great-great-grandfather, Wilbur Daughtry, and this blade, I've seen it in battle. Its name is Dawncutter, and I see that you have not dishonoured it, or your ancestors. Dawncutter. Sigmund presses his lips to the sword's handle, and bows his head before Ulbrig. Thank you. Never have I been given so precious a gift. Thank you for your answers. You're welcome. I have to go. Right you are. Okay. Please forgive the coughing. There is a lot of reading in this game. Now, we're looking for the Hall of the Sick, aren't we? The infirmary over there. Where we get a whole crate. Always from Gram's pantry. Great money was my Gram's. Crazy old moonshine, I'm telling you, don't. It's not chicken. Oh dear. Ah, black magic! It's an invisibility potion, friend. Hey, my buddy, I don't know where like that. Looks, went, why can't I see where my eyes go? My dad, see-through. Mother saw me drinking wood. There with me. She's right. You hear sobs and lamentations coming out of thin air. Who are you? So you can hear me, thanks to I'm Donnick. And a local friend. You're invisible. So not a ghost? He lets out a drunken sob. Have I been cursed? Did Grams do this to me for stealing his liquor? So you drank your grandfather's liquor? Well, yeah, why not? He didn't need it. They just there. Gavin does goodness knows how many years. Sounds like your grandfather's an alchemist. No, he is? Come to think of it, the liquor bottles are a little small. Gramps, why would you do this to me? Stay here while I think of something. I'm staying, just don't forget about me. I'm invisible. You know, forget about me quick and I could down a gill, he sobs. Well, let's go to the infirmary. See what we can find out.
We march ahead.
I feel so rotten. I don't even know if I'm alive or dead anymore. Have you been sick long? It's been 2 days. If I can still tell day from night this damn pain I got. Can you describe your symptoms? I'm weak as a 3-day-old pup. I'm sweating buckets, and it's like I have a devil in my gut, screaming and kicking its hooves. When did you fall ill? Right after the celebration, the one on the ring, Serena. It was so beautiful, and as soon as it ended, it started. The last thing I remember is a pilgrim knocking on my door and offering me some baked cabbage meat. It looked good. My poor gut. Did the other sick townsfolk take the food too? Kind of question is that? Of course everyone did. The food was delicious. Perfectly fresh. And the smell, enough to make your mouth water. Okay, so we've got food poisoning. The man just lets out a heavy groan in response. Maybe talk to... Who do we need to talk to? Serena? Or return to the chieftain? Okay. And talk to his over about him. Yeah, that makes sense. The shaman about him. Hey, Senna! Curious thing happened to one of the townsmen. He drank a potion. He drank a potion and turned invisible. Selena preserve us. Where did he find a whole crate? No matter. We must help the poor sap and quickly. He simply can't go around mixing potions so carelessly. Bring me the vials left from whatever they drank. And here's a short list of things I need. You can obtain one from Cray, the merchant of Ustalav, and the other from Sigvorn. Once I have everything, I'll help. Let's start looking. Oh, that's not relevant to that. Right, get the potions. No, we're over here.
Our path leads on.
That's you, now you.
I will guide us.
I need some items on this list. Some poor soul has turned himself invisible. He sent a promise to cure him. Law of a swamp beast. The merchant studies his inner's list intently. Nothing rare. I'm not even going to charge you. I wonder why that chap wants to be invisible again, considering the many clear advantages. You know what? Tell him to come over. Why trouble his end about some potion? Tell the unfortunate he's actually quite fortunate indeed. And Erson Cray hasn't... No, I'm not going to do that. He wants to be visible again. He's going to be visible again. Chieftain's house. Greetings, Zero of the Prophecy. You had a good look around. How do you like it? It's really nice here. Come on now. You don't have to praise our land like Alpine like this, like it's a storm, like it's Moss Child. Sigvorn peers into your face. Are you truly enjoying your stay? Yeah, good then. Not many visitors can truly appreciate this place. Sen asked for something from this list. Sigvon looks at the note with a frown. He said, wants help that wants to help that dimwit. I won't object, he said. I'm sick to the back teeth of him. His antics may be minor, but this molehill's already grown into a mountain. I tell him to come to me for the cure. I'll lock him up, let him sit and think for a while. Trust me, a day or two spent pondering the life choices do wonders for him. I'll just send him to his centre. I want to talk about the reasons for the quarantine. Did you manage to find out something about this sickness? That's good. Let's discuss it with my advisor. Sigvon wears a smile, but your arrival has clearly put his advisor on edge. Let's skip the pleasantries and get down to business. I hear you've gone and stirred up all Gundrun over this. So tell me, did you work out anything about this affliction of yours? Yeah, my investigation's borne fruit. Sigvon slaps his knee. You go at a problem like a wolf at a slab of meat. You won't drop it for love or money. I'll listen. I'm certain that this is no disease. Sigvon frowns. Not a disease. What makes you say that? Only the healer from Norvera is capable of determining that. Don't listen to them, my chief. We should wait for the healer. We've waited long enough already. Now we're going to listen to whatever our guest has to say. The chieftain gestures for you to continue. Not long before the sickness broke out, a suspicious person was seen in the town, claiming to be a pilgrim. He was giving out food for free. What could be the cause of such generosity? Strange. Why would any pilgrims come here? We worship Serena, of course, but who outside our town would know about a temple and come all this way? And as for handing out food, what a load of nonsense. Have you heard anything about this Bjord? I saw the fellow, but what does that matter? I don't see why he's relevant, chief. He was just an ordinary pilgrim. His food could have been spoiled or poisoned. And a pilgrim is a perfect cover story for a spy. You saw him and didn't check. I'm disappointed in you, Bjord. I talked to afflicted townfolk. They all eat the pilgrim's food and fell ill soon after. They ate it and then got sick, is that right? Well, that's interesting. What's interesting about it? It's a completely ordinary coincidence. Who even remembers what they ate on any given day? Found the person who's giving out food. He's dead. But there's a contract to supply poison. Oh yeah, that was who we found. Poison in his pocket. So our pilgrim's journey didn't last very long, and he certainly didn't have spiritual matters on his mind. This whole thing is fishy. We need to take a look at these documents. We can't take outsiders at their word, Chief. A conspiracy in our Gundrun? Ridiculous. Who'd waste their time on this town? I would, for one, Bjord. Sigvard frowns, looking at his advisor, who seems to shrink under his gaze. Look at this. It's a contract to supply poison that I found on the dead pilgrim. An interesting note. Sigvard takes the contract from you and turns it this way and that. Peering in. I don't recognise the hand. Well, the date rings a bell. That's the day I gave you the money and told you to send a messenger to Numeria for a healer. The world is full of coincidences, my chief. Bjord's expression is calm, but a drop of sweat trickles down his temple. All the evidence indicates that someone deliberately poisoned the townfolk. Yeah, but the thing is... Oh, mind you, it might have been being poisoned before then, I suppose. Fair. Sigvard's phrase darkens. I think there's truth to your word. You can write this off as a coincidence, Bjord. Didn't you tell me recently that you needed to send off for some poison to deal with pests in the granary? Did I? Perhaps I did, but I've so much to do I can't keep track of it all. You saddle me with managing everything in this town, no matter what it is. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who has to find the time. And has anyone ever thanked me for it? No. You take all the credit. That's what got you so angry, Bjord. I've always valued the work you do. Valued me. You dragged me into this cursed place. You said it would be for a year. And 10 years later, you're still festering here. Don't like the sound of that, Sigvard. Wake up. On its own, this place is worthless hole in the ground. Seems your advisor betrayed you, Sigvard. Nonsense. Bjorn may not be acting like himself, but he's no traitor. Tell them, Bjorn. I'm so sick of you, you noble idiot. Sigvon, this place is dying. I don't want to die along with it. No force at work that we cannot overcome. It would be better to submit than to join their side. And there you have it. The difference between a clan and a band of mercenaries. Ulbrig shakes his head in vexation. You can trust people. You have dealings with them for decades. And make them kin. No, Bjord, tell me it's not true. You couldn't have betrayed your town like this. My town? Bjord backs out a brittle laugh. I left my town to follow you and you dragged me here to this dying puddle of a devil pit? Yes, I betrayed you. But you betrayed me first.
We won't fall here. I swear it.
Oh.
The inheritors, guide my blade.
Stand down.
Attack!
Oh. Focus this bugger down quick.
Eternal Rose, I call upon you!
Can't get to him there, so I'll get to this one. Well.
Into the fray!
Ember. Stick them around this thing. That's gone. There we go. I would never have imagined that's what Bardolph thought me. Well, I'll be... I wonder how much they paid him to betray me. Sigvard shakes his head in bewilderment. It doesn't matter. Thank you for helping to expose the scoundrel. If only I knew the name of whoever hired him. It seems it will remain a mystery for now. Will he live to quarantine now? Of course I will. It's not much use to us anymore, is it? The quarantine. The advisor of mine, the Viper. How much longer would he have had me fooled if he hadn't stepped in? I'll have to go. Contract for a Numerian healer has been written and signed, but has since been crumpled. Okay. Carry on, your talents have been noted. My patrons have promised you a respectable future. Can I show him that? Nope.
Easy.
Got some kind of helm or something else. Cowl. Let's have a look what we picked up here. Keen longsword +1. Maybe for Sealer. I think not though. Oh yeah. Give that to you. Stick that on you then. Stick that on you too as a bit of protection. His Ring of Mad Duelist. Jagged steel ring was made of armor shard picked up on the battlefield and crudely bent into the shape of a circle. The wearer can at will choose any foe they see. The wearer gets +2 bonus to their AC and saving throws against all attacks made by the chosen enemy. Until the wearer chooses another. Oh, that's nice. Oh, wrong one. +2 instead of +1. And it's time to go back to Issa. Give her the ingredients she needs to cure that guy. I was in the wrong place, duh. I found the source of the sickness. Senna's face darkens and he plans to face treachery at the very heart of Gundren. Poison has seeped into our land from the quarter. From what quarter will the next calamity come? Your help has been invaluable and could not have come at a better time. Well, this story has struck fear and alarm into my heart. So it is not yet over. Got everything you asked for here. Wonderful. And as in such a short time too. Senna leaves for a little while, then returns with a small bowl in hand. Tell him to drink this, and all will be as it should. May Serena bless him. Right. Over to the drunk. Senna brewed your potion. An invisible hand snatches the potion from your fingers, and you hear several greedy gulps. It's an interesting flavour, raspberry and wolf fur, is it? The man who materialises before you looks overjoyed. My body, my dear old body. Thank you. From now on I'll be drinking all the sciences stuff, I swear. I mean, I won't be drinking anything else. I won't. Oh, we're into a new level. Good. Level 11. See, there's not really a saving throw for conjuration, is there? That's not really a thing. Maybe start putting shielded caster on our casters. I'll get that. It's another of the same level. A large person mass, yes. But what spell type is it? Transmutation. It's got a possibility. Cloud kill? That's another conjuration spell. Generates a bank of fog, its vapor's yellowish. It's to save against poison. A living creature with 4d6 HD is slain unless it succeeds in a fortune save, which gives 1d4 points of constitution damage. Living creature with info. Living creature with 6 HDs takes 1d4 points of constitution damage each round. Wait a minute. It doesn't affect anything above 6 HD? It doesn't affect anything above 6 HD? Oh, with more than 6 HD. Constitution damage could be good. Is it the best I've got, though? Not sure that's good either. Echolocation. I don't need things like elemental body or genie kind. Hungry pit. That's crowd control. We'll take it. Naira. Level 11 for us. Improved critical and kinetic blast, definitely. I can stick a wall up. That's not a bad one. That's not. It's not the best. And on cyclone, I don't have. Got air and fire. I don't have. I need. I've got fire and earth. Can't do either of those right now. Deadly Earth, why can't I do that? Oh, Kinesis level 12. Well, that's level 14. That would be level 8. So when I can get another, I need to make it air. And the next one is... Expanded element at level 15? Ugh. Some ways off then. I can get Deadly Earth next time. I'll get Wall this time. Should have taken air, not fire. Paladin 11. That's fine. Improve critical with longsword. Actually, maybe not. What about mounted feats, etc.? And group feats rather than improved critical. Outflanks there. That's one we're going to get for... Oh, not that. That one. You. Coordinated manoeuvres, though, is that useful at all? Because we don't really have manoeuvres for them, do we? Shake it off. Oh, definitely. Amber. I'm doing law religion, she doesn't need to. Let's give you shielded caster alongside me. They are doing fire and summons. No point in getting summons at this level. Cure critical wounds, definitely want that. She's doing healing as well when needed, so... Sozio. Can do outflank. I think that's what we do. We do have some light barding you can use, so let's do that. Griffin Shifter. Whenever you're an ally Additional 1d6, yeah, we'll take that. All good. Up to level 11. We'll just move down here, ready to carry on next time. And I think that's where we'll end for today. Next time we will head into the forest. I'll see you then.
Thanks for watching, for being around, for every message, reaction, all the joy we found. To the quiet, the loud, the sharp and the sly, you're the reason I'm leaving with my spirits high. So hit like, leave a word or tap that sub. If you laugh, cry to mock my stuff. Every click helps the channel grow, lets me keep on with the show.